Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're grabbing the leash and, diving headfirst into the canine mind. We're going to decode the secret language of our four-legged best friends. All right, let's start with a simple question for you. You see them every single day, right? You know their favorite spot on the couch, but how well do you really understand what's going on behind those puppy dog eyes?
Because today, we're going to challenge some of the biggest things we all think we know about our dogs. And yeah, you guessed it, that definitely includes those sloppy, affectionate kisses they greet you with at the door.
Okay, first up, let's tackle the myths of the canine mind. It's so easy to project our own emotions onto our dogs, isn't it? But what are they actually thinking and feeling? Well, let's find out. Oh, you've said this, every single owner has. You walk in the door, the trash is absolutely everywhere, and your dog gives you that look. It's the classic guilty face, right? And it feels like a total slam dunk admission of guilt. But is it really? Well, here's the reality check. Dogs don't process complex emotions like guilt. Nope, that look isn't remorse for chewing up your shoe 2 hours ago. It is a direct, in-the-moment reaction to your body language. It's a behavior called appeasement. You gotta understand, dogs are absolute masters at reading us. They see your stiff posture, they sense your frustration, and their brain isn't going, oh man, I shouldn't have eaten the garbage. It's thinking, whoa, my human is upset, and I need to calm them down right now. That whole look, the low head, the sad eyes, it's a super powerful submission signal, basically designed to say, hey, I'm not a threat, please chill out. Okay, next up. There's this mantra you hear at pretty much every dog park, right? A tired dog is a happy dog. And look, while exercise is absolutely vital, the idea that just pure physical exhaustion equals a happy dog, well, that's not the whole story. It's a lot more nuanced than that. And this really gets to the crucial difference between a tired dog and a fulfilled one. See, if you only focus on running your dog ragged, you're just building a canine super athlete with endless stamina. But what really satisfies them? It's the mental work. Engaging their brain with puzzle toys or, some scent work can actually wear them out way more effectively than a long run. And that leads to a truly balanced, happy companion. And that brings us to one of the myths that's honestly kind of sad. The whole idea that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So many people just believe that once a dog hits a certain age, that's it. They're just done learning. Yeah, that is completely false. And the science behind it is called neuroplasticity. A dog's brain, just like ours, can form new connections its entire life. In fact, get this, older dogs can often be easier to train than those hyper puppies. They've got better focus, longer attention spans, and, of course, that deep history of bonding with you. Seriously, keeping their minds active is one of the best things you can do for them. Okay, so we've looked inside their minds. Now let's switch gears and explore some of the myths about their physical bodies. Everything from how they see the world to how they actually age. For decades, we all kind of pictured our dogs living in an old black and white movie. But science has shown us that, nope, while their world isn't as vibrant as ours, it is definitely not devoid of color. And the reason for this is purely biological. See, we humans have 3 types of color-detecting cone cells in our eyes. Dogs, they only have 2. It's called dichromatic vision, and what it means is their world is basically painted in shades of blue and yellow. And this has a very real-world implication for you. Think about it. What's the most common color for a dog toy? Bright red, right? And where do you throw it? On green grass. Well, to your dog, that red toy and that green grass both just look like a kind of brownish yellow. So you're basically throwing a camouflaged object. And that's why they so often have to rely on their nose to find the thing. All right, let's debunk another classic piece of dog math, that old ×7 rule. It's simple, I get it, but it's completely wrong. A dog's aging is actually incredibly rapid at first. That first year alone is like 15 human years. Wow. Then it slows down. And here's the critical part. It is massively dependent on their size. Small dogs age way slower than giant breeds. Okay, this next one is a myth that causes so much unnecessary panic. We've all done it. We touch our dog's nose, we feel that it's a little warm and dry, and we immediately jump to the conclusion that they're sick with a fever. But the truth is, a dog's nose moisture changes constantly throughout the day. It can be dry after a long nap or warm from just sitting in the sun. So instead of focusing on their snout, you've got to look at the whole picture. Are they eating okay? Is their energy level normal? Those are the much more reliable signs of how they're actually doing. And finally, let's circle all the way back to the behavior we kicked this off with, the one that we humans are probably most guilty of misinterpreting. Yep, let's talk about licking.
We call them kisses, but it's so much more complex than that. Yeah, sure, it can be a bonding behavior that's rooted in instinct, but it's also a powerful information gathering tool. They're literally tasting the salt and the pheromones on your skin to figure out where you've been and how you're feeling. So sometimes it's not really a kiss at all, it's data collection. And hey, while we're on the topic, let's put this dangerous myth to bed for good. Dog saliva is loaded with bacteria. It is absolutely not cleaner than ours. It's not some kind of antiseptic. And letting a dog lick an open wound is just a recipe for a pretty nasty infection.
So, okay, after busting all these myths, what's the big takeaway for you as a dog owner? What does all this actually mean for the relationship you have with your best friend? I think the most important thing to take away is this. By letting go of these myths, we can finally see our dogs for what they truly are, and understanding their unique biology, their unique psychology, it doesn't diminish our bond. In fact, it makes us more compassionate, more effective, and ultimately just better companions to them.
We build that deeper, more authentic bond, not by treating them like little furry people, but by appreciating them for the incredible, distinct species they are. So the next time your dog gives you that guilty look or a big kiss, you'll know exactly what they're really trying to say.